Get out the insurance cards, get out the co-pays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by DrRoto.com.
So let's get to it.
Bring the pain!
What's up, everybody? This is Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Roto this week. Ooh, yeah. The Fight Club is open. What's up, Dan? How you doing today?
What's going on, man? I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm feeling good. Of course, you, as always, you got to hear about my lovely after-work adventure of fixing my ICM computer for my car.
Oh, yeah. That always sounds great, man. It always sounds like fun.
Oh, gee. I mean, what wouldn't life be without one more lemon? But at least, like I said, at least it didn't do it tomorrow when I'm on the road, which caused all the problems last time. So I'm kind of thankful for that.
Yeah. That wouldn't have been good tomorrow when I'm dropping the kid off with you.
Exactly. But hey, we'll be in the Lucerne. We're going to be looking good. But while everybody's watching this, while they get pop in, don't pop in late, or you're watching the re-record, the replay, whatever you want to call it, this is the Fight Club of Pain. We like to talk about UFC. We like to talk about fights. We do a lot of fight theory. And from there, that's where we find the finishes that we can play that has worked out for us in the past year plus, man. I was excited last week, round one knockout, 500. And then, of course, we hit the whole sleigh of knockouts. But, man, did you see Emmett going out like that?
Man, that's crazy. He's never been finished like that before. I wasn't expecting it. I did not expect that at all.
Yeah, I thought it would last a little longer, but it was like he was throwing those haymakers, and it was like, and Valios was like, okay, I'll wait. And then he waited. And then after finally, he got his timing down. So this is where fight theory, and this is what separates this show away from any other show. No other show, people talk about fighters, but people don't talk about fight theory. So I'll bring up another thing too. So once in that match, right before the knockout happens, you can see Valios has Emmett's timing down because there's one point before the knockout where they throw this like double hook thing, both of them, in the both overhand, they both stop. They don't even connect. They fainted. They both fainted. But when I seen it go, Valios had stepped over, and I was like, oh, he's got that. I knew he had speed, but also Valios had his timing. And then it was in soon. Once I seen that move happen, go watch the fight tape, people. I knew it was going over. I knew it was over. I knew it was over immediately. And it was. It was.
Yeah, that's crazy because Emmett's taking shots by everybody, man. He took shots by Topuria and didn't go out like that.
Yeah. And that actually brings me up to my next thing. So a lot of people decided to they're in the Oliveira side of things right now. So I saw something pop up and said, look at Oliveira snuck an elbow in on Topuria's jaw and Topuria ate it. But what they failed to realize, something that I saw and what makes fighters giving out UFC content a lot better than people who've never been punched in the face, is if after that elbow, go find the video or just go watch the fight. It's not long. Look right before that. They slow it down to show the elbow, but then Topuria throws this punch and Oliveira goes to throw a punch and you see Topuria's eyes look at it, look back at Oliveira and crack him. That is the difference from the Fight Club of Pain from anybody else. Ooh, yeah. It's fight theory, bro. Go check it, man. I'm gonna screenshot that if I can find it. I saw it on Facebook, but if I find that, I'll send that to you. The way they slowed it down, I was like, they missed the most important thing. Topuria, the boxing, the speed, the fight theory, the fight IQ. What makes him dangerous, even though I know you hate him?
I don't hate him as a fighter, man. I'm just tired of him knocking out my favorite fighters. That's what I'm tired of.
Yeah. So everybody, let's if you haven't subscribed to Dr. Roto on YouTube yet, subscribe to Dr. Roto on YouTube. Also follow Dr. Roto on X. You get at Dr. Roto at drroto.com. You can easily find those things. We're on all levels of social media. Also, you use code word WIN, and you can be our rich friend. That will get you a percentage off of your subscription and get you behind the paywall for articles like the 5-tastic picks or even Doc's PGA article last night that he wrote and all the great stuff. Right now, we are actually looking forward to a new branding on the YouTube. Doc is going to take over YouTube. So that's going to mean more videos, more information, and that information leads to the website. And if you want to know if you're down a few bucks and you can't use that win yet, then you listen to this show, you bet on the UFC, you will win your money, and then you can be our rich friend.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Hey, but in a few short weeks, we actually might be doing this from the draft.
Actually, at that point, we might as well just do the draft. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to be there from 8 p.m.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Yep. I mean, dude, it's going to be crazy. I can't even this is like once in a lifetime, honestly. Like, this is once in a lifetime. I've never been to a Super Bowl, probably never will afford to be or go to a Super Bowl, but we've been to a SummerSlam. We got that chance. All my life, I've wanted to go to one of the big fours, and we got that chance when SummerSlam was in Cleveland.
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Thank you, my brother. That's a 2 year. Thank you. So, all right, man. I mean, we got it. I got everything talked out. So, of course, everybody, we have bets. We have DFS lineups. I will have the DFS rankings. I will have a DFS hero lineup. Of course, use code word DOC. Get you percentage off your subscription is there too. But, man, we've got a banger for a card. There's Ewu Baranowski's back, but we're not covering him. We got 3 fights for UFC London. Evloev versus Murphy. You ready to get to it?
I'm ready. Let's go.
In this corner, we have the X Points fighter, Michael Venom Page. And in this quarter, we have the challenger, the upcoming, the streaking Sir Patterson. Dan, talk about it.
First thing I gotta say is this is a weird fight to me. Like, I don't know why they gave Venom Page this fight. It's strange. It's awkward, but I'm gonna break it down anyway. I'm gonna start with Venom Page because I got a lot to say about Sam Patterson. Venom Page, he's 3-1 in his last 4 fights. He's known for that flashy, cocky style and that strong karate base and knockout power. But the UFC is a different animal. Gary beat him at his own game, and he hasn't had a finish since coming to the UFC. Look for Page to be precise with his combos and try to dictate the pace, keying on his defensive striking and distance management, because Sam Patterson's a different animal right now. Sam Patterson, he's riding a 4-fight winning streak, all by first round finish. 2 submissions, 2 knockouts. He looks great against the competition he faced, but this is a huge step up in competition right now. Patterson is talented on the feet, but he has to have the discipline against Page. His fundamental boxing, his high guard, and his snappy jab are going to be good for him in this fight because Venom Page is so defensively sound. What no one knows is Sam Patterson is a very good wrestler, and he's going to want to clinch, and he's going to want to get this to the cage and throw Venom Page off his game.
I agree with that. You said that 100% how it's going to go. MVP uses that point fighting karate style that is very similar to me. Getting in, bouncing out. But Venom Page, what he does good is when he comes in with his rear fist, his reverse punch right there, which is where Bring the Pain is. And that's why Bring the Pain is on my reverse punch. And so he uses his reverse punch and he has laid people out and got on top. Last time he was able to clinch and get some points in the clinch, which was unlike MVP. And he's going to need that for this fight because you're correct. Sam Patterson can grapple and Sam Patterson can box. He is a very tall individual. But I think of the two, MVP carries the power. I think if I was to look at who's going to get more significant strikes, it's on the Sam Patterson side because I feel that he's going to be able to compete with the length of MVP's legs, with the length of his arms, and just how lengthy of a guy he is. However, he doesn't have to worry too much about MVP having to take him down. So this fight could possibly play out 100% on the feet. Do you feel that that's the path that this is going to go?
Yeah, but I think Sam Patterson's going to initiate the clinch, and he's going to try to cage push him. I don't think anybody really wants to stand up with Venom Page because of how fast he is.
No, I agree. And, he showboats a lot, too, as we know, and it makes a lot of people hate MVP.
I can't stand him.
I know you can't. I know you can't. So when I wrote this fight down and I knew, I was like, because I was going to do the Iwo Baranowski fight, but I was like, that fight's going to be over in 30 seconds. So there's a bet for you people. Go find it. Actually, I could probably give that to you in about that. So let's run through the numbers and see what the numbers tell us. The distance no is a negative 166, knockout plus 125, sub plus 380. I don't feel that Patterson can get a sub. However, points is a plus 120. So I just said plus. So you could actually put a bet on all three to happen, and you're practically going to cover yourself. And that's a start. But of course, we don't do that. But we can put it on two things. And the two things I'm going to put it on is knockout and points. So that way, whatever way it goes, I'm covered and I'm winning extra money that will cover that bet. Let's get over to Sam Patterson's side. Moneyline distance, no, plus 198 points. If this fight goes to distance, Sam Patterson points is 650. That's insane. I'll say it again, 650. Just to win. He can win. He does more volume. He initiates the clinch, as you talked about. Maybe gets him down, holds him down for maybe the second round. Oh, let's talk about the second round. Knockout and points is plus 290. Knockout and sub is plus 220. Second and third round knockout plus 1200. I don't know if he can knock out MVP, but we don't know. Decision no bet. If you want to be safe, play the over, play decision no bet plus 102. And that's actually kind of crazy because that's the closest decision no bet for an underdog as opposed to a favorite that's ever. Usually the underdog's like a plus 220. So that was really big. Let's throw some crazy bets out there. Sub, second, third, it's plus 900. A round two knockout for Sam Patterson is 2,000, and a round one sub is plus 1,000. I'm trying to play a little bit of fun with this with some of the money that we won last week. Let's get over MVP. There's only two ways this goes: knockout and points. Moneyline distance, no, plus 167. Knockout points, negative 175. Knockout, 210. Playing that. First, second round knockout. Here's the thing. In Sam Patterson's last fight, he was actually getting tatted up. And while he was getting tatted up, he almost looked like if that fight continued that way, he would have lost that fight. So that was the first round. If he gets tatted like that with MVP, MVP will knock him out. Round one knockout for MVP is plus 550. But let's talk about both fighters. Round three, not to start. Negative 108. Round two, end. I am heavy on round two. The round two end for both fighters is plus 340. Dan, what are those numbers telling you?
They actually tell me that a lot of people think this is a good fight. They don't think people think this fight's going to go to distance.
Yeah, they do. It's real close. But it's so crazy because they got the knockout, the sub, and the points at plus 120. So when we're talking from a sport book standpoint right now, we're looking at like, how can we use this? And this is how we use it, people. So if we're going to get crazy with one bet, then definitely take the knockout and take the points. like I said earlier, if you're going to say, and for me, if you're going to play one bet for Sam Patterson, then play decision no bet. If it goes distance, which most likely it is, and he loses, no matter what, it doesn't matter because decision no bet, you get your money back. On the MVP side, I'm going to do I would say the safest bet for MVP is knockout points. There's nothing else that's going to happen. It's either he's going to lose or he's going to get a knockout or he's going to win by points.
Yeah.
Dan, who do you got winning and by what method?
I got Michael Venom Page winning this fight by split decision. Split decision. Ooh. I don't think it's going to be unanimous.
A split decision. You know, that's pretty tight, man. That's pretty tight because, you know, and the points are still 120, right? So even with this, we can work this. Wait till we get to the community parlay. That's going to be a fun fight to actually play it. So method of victory, Michael MVP points is plus 210. I'm taking that because I did not actually cover that. So I'm taking that. And plus 210, that's the perfect stepping stone to get to the next fight. All right. And that's funny because that's actually the co-main event. So we're gonna step it back and we're gonna talk about Luke Riley, the fast rising star from England, who's got the knockout power of the goods, versus Michael Aswell Jr. Dan, talk about it.
I'm going to go with Aswell first, man. He's 11-3 in his MMA career. He's 1-1 inside the octagon. He's trying to follow his first round KO of Almeida in October. Aswell was a battle-tested vet, and he's somewhat of a journeyman, but he has that dog in him, man. He usually relies on his suffocating volume and with his striking, and it might disrupt the more measured Riley in this fight. Look for Aswell to disrupt Riley, use clinches and dirty boxing, and make this a dog fight. Riley, he's 12-0 in his MMA career, and he has a lot of hype behind him. Everybody knows that. He's coming off of back-to-back knockout wins. He's a very technical boxer, and he has a 60% striking accuracy rating. He's an elite counter striker that throws with clinical power. Look for Riley to dictate the pocket and try to disrupt the rhythm of the smaller Aswell. We can't forget about his defensive wrestling because he comes from a wrestling background. It'll make sure this fight stays standing because Aswell's going to try to shoot and Riley will stand it back up.
I love the way that you brought in the wrestling too, because because in Riley's previous fight against Grodd got on top of him a lot, and Riley was able to get out of a lot, able to get up. But Grodd really gave him everything he got. And if I was looking at Bogdan Grodd versus Michael Aswell Jr., I'd be looking at almost the same thing. The one thing that
they fought.
Okay. Yeah.
Those two fought. And
yeah.
Grodd beat Aswell, and Riley knocked him out.
There you go. So that right there kind of gives it. See, that's why I love you, Dan. You're like, hold on there, Rob. You calm down, sir. But what gets me about this is Aswell is around 9.5 strikes per minute. He absorbs over 7.5 strikes per minute. But for me, when I look at Riley's at 2.5, but only absorbs 1.5. And you would think Riley would be more aggressive. So those numbers are going to come down. It makes me almost feel like Aswell might be able to outbox Riley in this matchup, Dan.
Now, Aswell, the reason why his numbers are so high, he goes in with reckless abandon, and he just he puts on a suffocating volume on people, and he tries to out volume you. He doesn't care if he gets hit, and that's been the thing in his career. He has an iron chin, so he doesn't fall very often. But I think Riley might have the power to put him down.
You know, I do agree with you as well too. Riley has been impressive in this unbeaten run, and that Bogdan Grodd fight showed that he had dog in him. He has that British dog. He's He's in it. He wants to do this, and you can tell. Just like Aswell, there's nothing wrong with Aswell, too. We've used Aswell. We even used Oki against Aswell. Aswell took Oki, who was just finished. He took him to decision. So it's almost like Aswell can't really get that decision going at this that actual confidence going. But what we could get in this fight, this could be a slugfest. Do you see a fight of the night maybe from this?
I do, but I see it going either way. It could be a slugfest, or it could be quick, because Aswell's going to come rushing in and get caught. Let's not forget, Riley's a scouser. Scousers don't get knocked out. How many times they don't get knocked out? Like
Scouser, he's a scouser.
But
no, I agree.
Those guys are tough, and Aswell has the chin to make this a brawl.
Truly. And that's the best part about this, man. This is going to be a crazy fight. So let's hit those numbers. Distance, no, plus 104. Sub, plus 110. If you're going to play sub in this fight, just play that. Yeah. I have some other numbers, but just play the sub plus 1,100, man. That's insane. Points, negative 145. Let's get over. Money line distance, yes, on the Aswell side is plus 458. It's worth a shot, even if you put a half unit down on it, people. Second, third round knockout. Just get crazy. Plus 1,000. Let's get a half unit on that, people. If you just don't want to play anything, play the money line distance, yes, and then play decision, no bet at plus 162. That's not bad. His knockout and points, which equal both of those, is a plus 230, and a round 3 or decision for Aswell is a plus 440. I'm going to hit it over to Luke Riley's side. Moneyline distance, no, plus 181. First to second round knockout. I feel that if Riley can get Aswell out of there fast, then he won't have to worry about that. So Riley's path to victory is going to be first, second round knockout plus 320. Knockout points, negative 240. Sports books think this is going to go down. The sports books have been a little greedy on the knockout points. They're learning. Points for him is plus 130. So it's worth to take that as well. Decision, no bet, negative 210. But let's get to it. Knockout's a plus 240. Round 3 and decision is a negative 105. So if you feel that you can get a round 3 knockout or a decision, you get that. What do the numbers tell you, Dan?
I think everybody thinks that Riley's going to win this fight, Dan.
That's correct. That is correct. And they feel that Aswell doesn't have a chance. And that is why sometimes when you look at the fight theory, you have to look at that. If Aswell is able to get that volume going, with the numbers being so good right now with Aswell, it's worth to take those shots. You don't have to put a full unit down to hedge. We just said half unit. Throw a couple of quarter units or half units on the other bets that we said, you're completely covered. If Aswell gets this to go to the points, you're going to get more. You're going to get a lot of money. And as a matter of fact, I don't even have his points. I mean, do you agree with that?
I do, but I think if Aswell gets inside, this could be a completely different story. If he gets inside of Riley's counterpunching and, that snappy jab he has, I think if he gets inside, makes this dirty, clinches, and uses dirty boxing, grabbing the back of the head and just throwing, I think he can make this ugly for Riley.
I agree with that. That's why I said, and I will say I am picking Riley, and then I'll get to what I'm going to get later. But, I'm picking Riley, but I am not blind to that kind of volume. Again, as a point fighter, I put out massive volume. I mean, I'm probably, even though we take break or, we stop, I still think I put out around 11 to 13 strikes per minute, probably more than that. Because honestly, everything I do is a combo, and it's 4. Everything's 3 to 4. So that right there alone, I mean, if I do 3 to 4 combos in 1 minute, then I'm already at 12. So that's why I feel that the points is plus 490. That's a hell of a sway on. You take that, you par that with a couple other pluses, and we're talking, we could probably get a plus 55, 68, or 8,600. And if it happens, people will make a lot of money on this card, Dan.
Yeah.
Who do you got winning, and by what method?
I think Riley keeps his knockout streak. I think he brings it up to 3. I got Riley winning by second round knockout.
Second round knockout. Woo wee! I love that. Second. And I didn't actually do any of that. I didn't actually do that, but his first and second round knockout plus 330, his second, third round knockout plus 550. But man, a second round knockout is plus 950. That is a crazy bet, and I'm taking it, and that's how we do it. Because that's all we need. And if we hit this knockout, we'll get the decisional bet first. Oh, I did have first and second round knockout. I did say that. It was plus 320. It's actually better now. And the money line distance, no. That's the key with what we've been saying with the Fight Club of Pain, is that we're able to hit one bet 6 to 7 different ways. You go, you can lose that. Yeah, but that's why we have the plus 458s and the plus 440s and the plus 490s. And because those right there, even at half a unit, are still going to return more than you're putting in on the units if the other place. But if the other thing happens, we're still going to make it. That's what makes UFC unique as a betting sport.
I completely agree. It's crazy how many bets you come up with every week.
Actually, that's what it is. What other team out there other than Dr. Roto, the team at Dr. Roto and myself and yourself, that we find these crazy, like even the King Green knockout, that was simple sauce almost practically, because we knew it could happen and it was plus 3,500. That right there alone just says it. Everything that we find out always works out, Dan.
Bro, that's still a big flex for me right now. Like
I don't think anybody's gonna hit that all year long.
Bro, that King Green second round knockout, that I called that shit. Or stuff.
Dude.
Sorry.
You're good. I will tell you this. Some dudes tried to get a little saucy at me in this football league that we had for the Pot of Thunder. And he was like, I'm just busting your balls, but he goes, yeah, what do you guys hit? And then I threw in the King Green, and I threw in the King Green second, third round, 2,500. And he goes, oh, he's like, well, that's cool. And I'm like, yeah. And I go, he said something else back that was kind of like saucy, and I go, hey, I'm going to tell you this right now. Ain't nobody going to beat that. No sportcaster, no DFS expert, no better is going to beat that plus 3,500 straight up for one and actually say it, because they're going to be like, look, I hit it plus 6,000. That's a long shot. But what you didn't do is you didn't actually say what the fight theory was that would lead to that. And you and I described the fight theory that would lead to the second round knockout.
Yep.
And it happened. So
it happened.
Sometimes it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Ken Vick stopped by on my podcast on Sunday, like literally jumped right in from the go. And then he was back out. But I don't see him today. So everybody out there, this is a live show, everybody.
I don't see anybody today.
I know. It's one of those days. Like we had one of the best cards of the year last week. You think everybody would be jacked up. They'll just wait for the replay. But of course, if you're looking at other things, golf or basketball, maybe you're watching basketball, then head over to the Dr. Roto, use code WIN. Make sure you follow us on YouTube and the X so that you could be our rich friend. I'm gonna throw that in there. All right, man. Let's get to the main event. Let's get to the headliner. Let's get to this week's In This Corner. We've got Mosavar Evloev. And in this corner, we've got Lerone Murphy. Dan, defend your fighter.
All right, man. I got Evloev. He's the number one ranked featherweight contender for a reason. He's 19-0 in his MMA career, and he's 9-0 inside the octagon. It's all because of his takedown threat. Evloev is landing 48% of his attempts, and he almost has 5 takedowns per 15 minutes inside the cage, which is crazy. He changed takedowns and attempts when he changed takedown attempts when he stopped, and he has outstruck his last 3 opponents because of it. He's faster than expected on the feet, and his boxing is crisp and clean. My only gripe about Evloev is he has 0 finishes inside the octagon.
Then let's talk about my client, LeBron, the Miracle Murphy. He is 17-0-1. He has 8 knockouts, so at least he's got some knockouts, but he has went to decision 9 times. He was born in Old Trafford, England. Nephew of the late boxer Oliver Harrison, he has had the privilege to work with Amir Khan and Rocky Fielding. My client looks to dot up Evloev, your client, through kicks and punches to all levels. His fast kicks, roundhouses to the body are going to wear him down. And then he's going to be able to use his unique striking ability as he comes in fast, methodically, and maybe even a spinning elbow that landed Pico on his butt. Yeah.
Which I call.
Yes, you did. Yeah. I took Murphy. I always pick Murphy, dude. I think we both picked Murphy on that one.
Yeah. No, I think you picked Pico because you love these guys coming from other promotions.
I'll go back and check. I'm gonna go listen to the podcast tomorrow.
You love those guys coming from other promotions.
They're so good, yeah. Speaking of Patchy Mix getting whooped up, dude. When you saw that video, tell me you didn't love every bit of it.
I loved every bit of it. He was terrible when he was in Bellator. He was fighting soup cans. That's all he fought.
Yeah,
That's all he fought. That's all he fought. That's why he was winning. Now he fights somebody with half of a name and he gets beat up.
He just gets beat up. But this last one was pathetic, man. This guy had him crawling all over the octagon and just was kicking him. And it was like, what is going on? You're supposed to be able to.
It was hilarious. Watching him in a stand-up fight is like watching Ronda Rousey in a stand-up fight.
Oh, okay. That's crazy, man. Do you think Carano's going to beat her? I know we talked a little bit about this, but do you think she has a chance, or do you think Rousey's? Because I think Rousey's going to round one submit her. Honestly,
if it stays standing, I see Carano knocking her out.
Yeah, it would be funny though. A lot of people want that to happen.
It would be hilarious. It would be absolutely hilarious. The Disney princess knocks out Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, the exiled Disney princess. So, do you think that Murphy's kicks are going to be able to work on Evloev, or do you think that that's going to be dangerous with the grappling ability of Mosavar?
No, I think Murphy's kicks, because he loves to throw that body kick. I think Evloev's going to grab that leg and shoot for that single leg as soon as he throws it. I don't think this is a great matchup stylistically for Murphy.
I agree with that 100%. I'm actually really scared for our boy, man. I'm really scared for our boy. So let's throw some little things together right here. Distance, yes, -260. +3 knockout is +370. Sub is +600. Points is -270. We already know this is probably going to the distance, and it's going to come down to who outstrikes, or if Murphy can actually defend him. But with a 51% takedown defense, he's going to have to work harder than that because, like you were saying, if Mosavar gets those 4 to 5 takedowns, 6 takedowns in this fight, Murphy's going to be on his back. And Pico had Murphy on his back early in that last fight. And until that spinning elbow, if that would have went for the next few rounds, Murphy would have lost that by decision for sure. I felt that.
Well, I mean, Pico wouldn't have stood a chance on the feet, but Evloev does.
Yeah, he does. He does. Yeah. So let's hit up those numbers. So on the we'll hit the Murphy side first. Money line distance, yes, +317. That's good money. Throw money on that. Knockout points +210. Take it. Decision, no bet, +122. I don't doubt Murphy. I don't doubt Murphy at all. And I have not picked either one of these fighters yet, like I was telling you. And I did pick MVP, but I did not pick MVP till right now. So decisional bet, of course, 122. But I feel that round 3 is going to be the key. And we'll get to that in a few seconds. Murphy by points is plus 380. Like, okay. And the second, third, to fourth round knockout is plus 1200. There's a hint. Let's roll over to the Evloev side. Moneyline distance, yes, negative 127. Decision, no bet, negative 154. Third, fourth, fifth round knockout, plus 1600. Screw it. Let's go for a sub. Third, fourth, fifth round sub, because I didn't like the way. If Murphy, who doesn't gas, gets a little beat up because he's getting on the ground and gets into those late rounds, he might find himself with a chance, or might find himself with a chance to create his first finish ever. However, I know a lot of people won't put that on. Put 25% of a unit, and if you get rich, you get rich, right? Sub and knockout is plus 380. I just want a little action on it. Sub in points, negative 180. Round 2 sub is plus 3,000. Let's hit some both numbers. Under 4.5 rounds is plus 220. Round 3 to end for either fighter, plus 1,200. Remember I said round 3? First 60 seconds of this fight, if there's a finish, plus 5,000. You throw 10 cents on that, you're still making like $5, bro. You're still making $5. But I like Lerone Murphy's round 3 knockout. Murphy cannot let this go to decision, because if he does, I know that those takedowns, there's just no way he's going to be able to defend 25 minutes of takedowns from Evloev. There's just no way. I just can't see it unless he knocks him out. And the way he's going to knock him out, he's going to knock him out in the third, plus 3,300. Still not as sexy as your plus 3,500, but if it happens, you heard it here. Dan, what do you think about those numbers?
I think everyone thinks Evloev is going to win by decision.
Mm-hmm. That is correct. And do you think that's highly possible?
Yeah, that's actually my prediction.
So let's go. So you're picking Evloev by decision?
Yeah,
Nice.
I think this fight is gonna basically go the way the Sugar Sean versus Marab fight went in their first fight. I think it's just going to be takedown after takedown, and Murphy's going to be fighting for his life to get up, and he's going to land some strikes, but Evloev's just going to continue to take him down.
And that's the key, people. Dan is exactly right. And a lot of people that know any type of fight theory, there's a reason he's the number 1 contender. There's a reason why either one of these gentlemen know they're going to get a shot at Volkanovski.
Mm-hmm.
And after watching Diego Lopez, now mind you, speaking of Diego Lopez, Evloev put the hurt on Diego Lopez too. Not only did he put the hurt on him, he took him down, he knocked him down constantly, and when he was down, he grounded and pounded him as well too. And Diego just went back to back with the champ, right? But this goes back to me, of course, with a Silva in the middle, but this goes back to what I was just saying, is that he is a complete fighter. He's going to be he is the better matchup, because Volk will go in there against Murphy and wrestle his ass down and then beat him up just like he did Diego Lopez. And I think only Evloev can put up with that. Am I wrong?
No, I think Evloev deserves the shot at Volk, and I don't think it will be as easy as you say it's going to be for him to fight Volk, because Volk is a GOAT for a reason. He evolves with every fight. There's a reason why he's been the champ multiple times, and why he's kept that belt, and why he's put your boy Diego down twice, because Diego's not it. Let's all get there. Diego's not.
No.
He's not championship material in the featherweight division. He is definitely not.
No, you're correct. And it showed. He even fixed himself a little bit in that second fight, and it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough.
And he still got beat up for 5 rounds.
Yeah, he did. He got beat up. And the thing is I think Evloev would be able to help that with how he rushes and takes people down. It almost would be like what Makhachev was able to do with Volk, which he wasn't able to do that, but he was able to hang and to use it against him at times and then go back to the feet. And Murphy, he just doesn't have that on the ground. Yeah, we see him trying to wrestle, but that's just him just trying to wrestle. Yeah. But he puts out more effort than a lot of other fighters. We'll say that.
Yeah.
But for me,
but you forget Volk has 2 fights against Makhachev.
Yeah.
Evloev is basically a smaller Makhachev.
Yep. Maybe pretty much. That's it. You're bringing it down to his level, right?
I think Volk beat Makhachev in that first fight. Of course, he got knocked out the second fight with the head kick. But I think Volk won that first Makhachev fight. Yep. He knows how to fight these Russian guys. So I think it will be a better fight than people think.
I agree with that, man. And so I'd rather see a fight like that than what we saw what happened with Max Holloway, because I feel that if Laurel Murphy does win this fight, he's going to go against Volk, and then we're not going to see as much grappling from Volk like Holloway, Oliveira on Holloway. But don't take it out of Volk. He's got an amazing fight IQ. If he knows he's going to hold you down the whole time, he's going to hold you down. And there's just nothing you're going to be able to do it. And he's going to knock you while you're down. He's got a perfect body, man.
Yeah, I agree. Volkanovski is the modern day George St. Pierre.
I agree with you 100%, man. I wish I would have been able to, break down GSP, but at the same time, man, I do watch his fights. I see him, and I knew who he was, even though I was out of the UFC for years. I knew who George St. Pierre was. Of course, John Jones and all that, but I know that stuff. All right, you got Evloev. I'm taking Evloev too. I just like the complete factor. This is something you've taught me. Sometimes in these fights, in just actually watching the fight, you just got to take the fighter that's the complete fighter, because that guy's got a higher chance to win most of the fights anyway, unless Murphy improves that takedown defense, which is decent. He's just going to have to tat him up, man.
I mean, Murphy always has a puncher's chance. How many times do I say this? I mean, he always has a puncher's chance. But I think in this fight, that's all he has is a puncher's chance.
Yeah, I agree with that as well too, because I feel that even if he's able to outstrike Mosavar, Mosavar's still gonna land those takedowns, and those takedowns are in the eyes of the London people, in front of the London judges.
Yeah.
They're going to still have to credit that he took him down.
Yeah.
But if it's close, it could sway Murphy, which means that decision, money line, yes, distance, yes, plus 317 is sweet. It is definitely sweet as well. All right. Well, this is that part of the time that we get to do that new thing we do, the community parlay little thing. So of the MVP, Sam Patterson, how do you see it going? Do you see it going points? Do you see a knockout going on? What should we go for in that fight?
I see it going points, man. But like I said, I think it's going to be a split decision. Both these guys, I think both these guys are going to land, and I think both these guys are going to land hard. That was the toughest fight for me, because Sam Patterson has never fought someone at the level of Venom Page. But Venom Page, he's looked great at times, but he didn't look good against Ian Gary.
No.
And Sam Patterson fights kind of like Ian Gary fights.
That right there is perfect. That's why the Sam Patterson points 650.
Yeah,
so good.
That's why I said split decision. I don't think it's going to be a unanimous decision. I think on some cards, Sam Patterson's going to win this fight.
And if he gets a takedown or two, that's possible. That's possible. MVP's got to watch himself. Karate people can't fight from the ground. I know that. So we're going to do points plus 120. Plus 120. All right, let's go to the Riley Aswell fight. You got a second round knockout for Riley. Yeah. So do you think should we go knockout second and third round or knockout first and second?
I say second and third. Second and third.
Second and third. Okay. Yeah. I like that. I like it. Okay. We're at plus 1330. Plus 1330 right now. Woo-wee. This is going to be a hot. This is all live, people. Live. And if you're listening to the replay, then you're going to be our rich friend. Because if this hits, and we're round robining this, people, because last week I round robin that. Woo, man. So when I round robin that in that second round, if Robertson would have got that chokeout, that was plus 20,000. She almost had it. She almost had it.
Almost had it. She was this close.
That close, man. Man, it was crazy that we got the knockout points with Delgado at plus 120. And then it was the knockout points with Vallejos that was a negative 122. It wasn't that bad. Like I've given out the knockout points right here for Murphy is a plus 210, right? But when you come over here to the knockout points or 7 points for Evloev, he's got a negative 180, or even up here to knockout points for Riley is a negative 240. So that's a crazy thing. So do you think that we should just play points on this fight then? Or
on the Murphy and Evloev? Yeah. I think points is the way to go. I don't think anybody's getting a finish in that fight.
Yeah, I could just see it. So Evloev points is negative 115, brings this to a plus 2573. I mean, that's about as good as we could get it. We're taking if you take Evloev off of points and you just go for how the fight will end at negative 270, it brings it to an 859. So that 1859. So that's not bad. That's not a bad play right there. So I'm gonna throw a little bit on that. I'm gonna throw down the round robin right now, and then the round robin times 2 is still a plus 774, and then of course you get that right there. So why we do this is because the round robin is because if we get two out of 3 of these like last week, we don't have to hit the 20,000 people. We still hit the plus 120 and the negative 120. Which parlayed together was still a 355 or 400 or something like that. So like even this, I just literally throw this in right here, and $1 wins 11% more off of the round robin on that. So now that I got that in there, let's reuse that, and let's add some blood. So that was right there. That was with just points for both fighters. Now, if we just do what we were exactly going to do, which is the Evloev points, which is negative 115, actually. Now, this is where sometimes the round props will get you into it. If you go Evloev fourth round, fifth round, or by decision is a negative 160, that gives you actual finish in the 4-5 in a decision and a negative 160, which isn't bad. But we're going to go back to his points, and we're going to take his points because that's a negative 115. Evloev by points brings it up to the plus 2573. And we're going to throw down some money on that. Boop. And that's going to do it. See, look, people, I am going to bet. I put my money in there. The money that I won big last week that I helped you because it was crazy. Last week was better than the previous week, but I had a bigger bet the previous week. So it was just crazy. So we got that in there. Boom. All right, then. You ready for the soup can of the week?
I am.
Who you got?
All right, man. I got Austin Lane is this week's main course, man. He's 1-4 in his last 5, and he's been finished in all 4 losses. For a man that played in the NFL and had multiple tackle games, and he's a great athlete, he really can't fight that well, can he?
No.
Look for Ewu to continue his knockout streak in the UFC to 3 in a row because Lane isn't leaving the second round.
I don't think he's even going to make it past the first 60 seconds. 60 seconds knockout for Ewu is plus 890. I mean, I'm definitely putting some action on that because that's what I had to do last time. And you almost have to play knockout and sub with him because he's dangerous both ways. He is a wrestler that just bombs away. And here's the thing that you said about Austin Lane. Unlike Josh Hawkins, this is why Josh Hawkins is so much better than him, is because Austin Lane came from the NFL, just like you were saying, like Josh Hawkins, but Hawkins
he can fight.
Yeah, he can fight, and this guy can't. This guy is just a beat face. So
yeah, he's been finished in all 4 of his fights, and his one victory came from a split decision.
Yeah, and this fight, the no distance is a negative 1,300. Like, you're not going to get anything. Even the best bet you might get on Ewu is the alt line at round 1-2 finish at negative 340. That might be the best bet line for him because I've been looking around.
I think that's what it's going to be, either round 1 or round 2 knockout.
Yeah, and he's a negative 170 because even on his round 1 win is a negative 170. So that just tells you right there that this dude is going to literally take the head off of Austin Lane, which I'm going to go down to his knockout. Even his first and second round knockout, negative 170. That's about as good as you're going to get, but you got to watch that first and second round sub is also plus 500. And then second and third round sub from him is plus 2,000. It's almost juicy. It's like, look, I'll throw a quarter of a unit. This goes to the second round. We're hitting everything. So
my thing is in Austin Lane's 4 losses, he's been submitted twice, and he's been submitted once and knocked out 3 times. So, pick your poison, man. Pick your poison on this one.
That's why we won so much. I won so much money on him last time, is they didn't know about him. So they had these numbers. These numbers were still big last time, but they weren't that big. But I think I still had knockout and sub was still like a negative 240 or negative 180. It was something. I know I had the screenshot, but I think ultimately I had the minute finish on that or something that made it pretty good. Another heavyweight.
You seemed happy that I picked Austin Lane.
I do, because I wanted to talk about you. I want to talk about my Polish guy. I want to talk about you, Baranowski, man. He's cool as hell. You know, in this, he's like a breath of fresh air for the heavyweight division, man, or light heavyweight division.
Yeah,
like he can wreck some boys in that division. People don't know. That man's like, he's like a mini Brock Lesnar, dude. It's like a mini Brock Lesnar. I swear. You heard it here first. I'll stand on that. He's a mini Brock Lesnar, dude. Wait, you'll see it. And I love Mario Pinto, who is a heavyweight on this. If Mario Pinto should easily knock out Felipe Franco. So his knockouts like just as bad too. His numbers are just under Iwu's numbers, and it's bad. So like him, and then Montas Kondratavius, he's literally gonna get a first round knockout. So those 3 guys right there are so like heavy favorites that the DFS lineups are just going to be stacked with those guys, and they're not all expensive. So it's crazy. So I love it, man. I love Austin Lane. What a bum.
Dude, he's terrible. He's the light heavyweight version of Patchy Mix.
Truly. So let's get to the DFS Hero simulated lineup of the day. We got Perisic, Kieta, Jones. Hopefully Kieta makes weight. He says he's looking good, so he's not going to have to get told off by Pitbull again. As well, Sham Rock, and Evloev. So I like that one. I wanted to go a little conservative. Andra, Ewu, Murphy, Wood, Patterson, and Jones. Yeah, I love Mason Jones. So my DFS rankings, the four guys you could play with on this, the two heavy ones are going to be Contra Davius and Iwu Baranowski. And if you really think about it, everybody thinks Elijah Wood's going to get his butt whooped, right? Or Nathaniel. I said Elijah Wood.
You said Elijah Wood. I had to think about it. I was like, Elijah Wood's fighting?
Elijah Wood. Nathaniel Wood, everybody thinks Los Inquiete is going to knock him out and run through him. But you taught me a good lesson with Nathaniel Wood last time with Jose Delgado, who we just seen barely squeak one out to get us win. So, that kind of, I think people are overlooking Wood. But regardless, if this can go the distance, I feel Wood is an excellent DFS sway. And we might be able to get him for 15 to 20%, which is huge. So that's why I made that lineup. I wanted to punt a couple people and try to get that money because I wanted Condra and Iwu in that lineup. And that's and Sam Patterson. That's kind of, he was cheap. So, all right, let's get to it. Is there anything you wanted to add before I get to the Parlay of Pain, Dan?
No, man. I was going to bring up next week's card, but let's do the Parlay of Pain.
We'll do the Parlay of Pain, and then we'll talk about next week's card. Look at you, just next week's card's going to be fun, man. I know it. Oh yeah, the last time I bet on the Adesanya, he lost, and that was before I created the Fight Club. That was literally the fight. But we do like some Joe Pfeiffer. So before we get to we do. This guy's great. Let's get to the Parlay of Pain. We got Persic, round 1-2 knockout, -125. Condra. Round 1-2 knockout, -145. Brings the Parlay of Pain, 2 legs up to +204. Let's get plus, people. We got Campbell, the Pink Panther. Distance, no, +116. Everybody thinks it's going to go the length. Nah, man, Pink Panther's coming in to take over. He's taking over. Brings the Parlay of Pain up to a +556. MVP, knockout for both fighters, is +125. I don't care. I want blood. Let's do it. I was 4-1 last week with that one loss being the heavyweight fight when we saw our boy punch each other in the face. And that, of course, was why am I having a brain fart, Dan?
I don't know.
I can't believe I did this. Petrino versus Asplin. Look, I just broke. Well, I was still heavily doped when I watched that fight. Dude, that fight was crazy. That was the only loss. And they knocked each other down multiple times. And matter of fact, Asplin had a knockout and decided to moon him.
Yeah.
I was like, that's my knockout. That would have been 5-0. That was a +3556. Anyway, back to this. Knockout for both. Fourth leg, +1378. The Riley fight distance, no. +104 is a +2915. 5 legs, play it right, round robin. The Parlay of Pain will win you some money. Oh, yeah. Woo. Because we did well last week. I didn't really, get to talk about it much, but 13-1 overall. Parlay of Pain 4-1. Moneyline 5-0 in the subs only Discord. That's why you gotta get the Dr. Roto. The Five-tastic picks was 3-2, 5-0 for the money line in the Five-tastic picks article, only on Dr. Roto. Both of us were 3-0 on the show last week, and our community parlay was 2-1, with the only loss being a second round submission that almost happened.
And the soup can won again.
That's right. The soup can won. You're undefeated, bro. You're undefeated. I think I had that written down here.
I lost 2. I lost 2.
2 in over 450 days. Like it's just it's crazy what we do on this show. I was listening to another analyst today, one that's on Sirius XM. I'll just say him, it's Jeff. And he was just like, sometimes I feel bad when I talk about, but he was like 33-11 right now. And he was like, yeah, no one's better than me right now. I'll take it, baby. And I'm like, dude, I love stuff like that. Cause that's just like us too. We just don't care, man. We're putting the product out. We want you to win money. So the only way you can win money is by watching this show, and that way you get all that money, right? All right, before we get out of here, what's up?
Well, since I started 47-2. 47-2 from when I started.
47-2. That's insane. That's what I'm saying. Like the money line, the units won on this show in the past year on both sides, Dan's non-betting side and my betting side, the picks are there. If you take these picks, if you just only listen to Dan, you'll probably win a lot of money. So, it's what we do here. And that's why we don't share our notes before the show. A lot of people do. We don't. I think it's nice. It makes this show real. It makes this show, what different than a lot of shows, because a lot of people go off of scripts and things like that. We don't have to. We just stick to the bets and the fights, the fighters that we know.
Yeah. And every week, you don't know how I'm going to, even if it's a fighter we already covered, you don't know how I'm going to break down that certain fighter.
Nope, I don't.
Which is fun, because I always see the smile on your face when I say certain things.
I do, because I'd be watching that tape, watching that stuff, goes back to Taporio looking at Oliveira's head, and the dogs go crazy. All right, before we get out of here, let's talk about UFC Fight Night in Seattle, where our boy Juicebox Walker debuted last year. We got Israel Adesanya fighting Joe Pfeiffer and a bunch of other fights. What's exciting about this card for you? I mean, I know Brasso versus Macy.
I'm a big Macy Barber fan, and I love Joe Pfeiffer, man. Everybody hates him for some reason. Yeah. I love me some Joe Pfeiffer. I want to see him and Adesanya go at it. I want to see Adesanya return to form. Return to his once great form, because for 5-6 years there, he was untouchable.
Yep.
I want to see him return to form. Michael Chiesa, I would like to see him retire next week. I'm not a big Michael Chiesa fan, but he's also fighting Charleston Harris, which they're both journeymen.
That's kind of a bad fight for a main card.
I mean, if you look through it, everybody's a journeyman. You got Terrence McKinney and Kyle Nelson fighting each other. And that's the main card.
And then you have, I like the Bahamundes versus Musayev fight. That's probably going to be a banger.
But we got the return of Walter Walker next week.
Yeah,
and he's on the undercard.
Yeah, he should be on the main card, because Tabira is not bad. So
he's on the undercard, which is crazy.
I mean, Navajo Sterling's amazing too. That guy is really good.
Chase Hooper versus Lance Gibson. That's a great fight, but it's on the undercard. Truthfully, next week I like the undercard more than I like the main card.
I'll tell you, the one fight on the main card is Mansour Abdul Malik versus Yusri Belagararu. That fight might be that has a chance to be fighting night, because Mansour Abdul Malik is 9-0-1, and of course Yusri is 9-3. But man, they're both coming in off a win. Yusri is 6-6. This is one of the few times that you're going to see Mansour Abdul Malik look like a child next to a big dude. But man, if he can get it done against him, I mean, that fight right there, that's going to be good. That's going to be the thing. But even the Julian Erosa and Larion Douglas, I don't care about that. I get it. Erosa is good, but he's old. I mean, you're giving him this new guy. The new guy probably can smoke him. I mean, from what I'm looking at right now, Larion Douglas, almost 12 strikes per minute. His defense 66. He absorbs 5. And then you're looking at Erosa putting out 6 and absorbing 6. This fight's going under, man. So we're already telling it ahead week.
And then,
So-
dude, in 3 weeks, we got Prohaska and Olberg for the light heavyweight title,
Olberg.
which is crazy. I love that. You know me, I'm a big Yuri Prohaska fan.
I love him too.
I'm a big Olberg fan. That's
Yeah.
the fight we want to see. We got Josh Van and Tiara for the flyweight title. We got Josh Hawkett fighting Curtis Blades, which we called. We called that fight.
Yeah.
Dominic Reyes and Johnny Walker are fighting, and Paulo Costa is making his light heavyweight debut. Man, that card is going to be crazy.
It's gonna be so nuts. It's gonna be fun to watch it, man. But that's what we do. We do this every week at 7 p.m. on Thursdays live, and that's it. Dan, I want to thank you for coming on, man. I think we had another amazing show. We're gonna win some amazing money.
Let's go, man. I hope you win money because I don't bet.
Well, you know, if I win a lot of money, I end up doing things out there. Oh yeah, buddy.
But
Let's go.
I will also see you tomorrow when we drop off the children.
That is, we definitely need a hug. All right, everybody. Have a great day. And always remember to bring the pain.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. Until the next visit, be well and take care.